take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium at East Rutherford, New Jersey. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the New York Jets.
Sterling Hockrick there to kick off for the Falcons.
It's 3-0 versus 2-1. A good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Prescott. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
At the 50-yard line.
They run the counter play. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott sliding out of the pocket. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Denzel Mims that time, but now it's 3rd down.
Well, they certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Prescott. That is caught. It's Perriman. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 29-yard line. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Prescott now. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
1st and 10 at the
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
Again, the ball carrier.
Foyesade Aluakan made the tackle there from his safety position.
A gain of
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now they try the right side here. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line that hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
3rd and short yardage. Prescott finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Now the ball comes loose, and the Falcons grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Recovered by
a fumble lost last week, now a fumble lost this week. Is this just growing pains of a rookie?
It is growing pains, but they can't afford them. Not him nor his team. That means extra work during the week with his coaching staff and extra work on his head to make sure he doesn't lose his confidence. They like him. They want him to flourish.
Because you know he wants to avoid that label of being a fumble machine.
It is a label that is hard to shed, and that just means teams come after you even more, ripping and raking at the football when you're carrying it.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
They run. It's Gurley. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 15 yards on the play. 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
On the pickup.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Ryan. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain. Smith, his first carry. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Punter Sterling Hoffrichter out now on 4th down. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again. And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle. And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. We're scoreless after 1. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Prescott. He's got this one completed to Mims. And finally out of bounds just inside the 10. So a little extra on top of the big play there.
It's tough for guys rushing the passer, but you have to know when the ball is gone. And if you listen, officials will tell you ball's gone. He didn't pull up.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Brought down at the 2-yard line.
He did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Kill. 36. Check 99.
They'll try to run this one in. Fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0.
Makes the score Jets 7, Falcons nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosason to kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
5-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. That's complete to Mooney.
Prescott.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The 3rd down battle won by Atlanta's defense. Solid coverage.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum? Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Yards to go.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Ryan. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards there, 1st down. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football off a triple option, you've actually called that play.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Prescott on 1st down. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was trying to get it to Denzel Mims that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing, Prescott. That's complete to the tight end, Hopkins. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half.
Right there. 54 miles. Here we go, 46. He's checking. Crash. Here we go, 46.
Looking to throw. Prescott. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Here's Braden Mann now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet, trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
From the 27, Ryan. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 and a Jet touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender. From there, he doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Jets 14, Falcons nothing.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary. playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Fielded in the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
Check 9, 21.
Again they run with Gurley. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That good for 19 and a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Here's Gurley. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Ryan. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
On 3rd down, Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off down near the 5. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing, they're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
Come on in here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it. Jim. Watch out.
And now here's a carry heading left. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he loses the football a second time. And the Falcons grab it. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
He was tackled at the 46.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
59, ready, 25. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
Check, 59.
2nd and 10 now. Ryan. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Ryan. And that is incomplete.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face, coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And whistle blown, a timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start.
They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
And the Falcons.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Ryan. Flushed out right. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Ryan. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On 1st down, it's Gurley. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Tackle made.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 15-yard line. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Complete.
Julio Jones.
Touchdown.
His first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons cut into that lead. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7.
Makes the score Jets 21, Falcons 7.
Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed. An opening there on that 1st down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations
where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 12 yards there and a first down. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Check 45 to my swerve. Swerve to hey. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
22-yard line.
First down, Prescott. He's got this to the tight end, Hopkins. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal.
At the 9-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up second and goal. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. This defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, this game's over.
On second and goal, they'll give it to him again. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Down and goal to go.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got it third and goal here as they try to finish off their victory. Here's Prescott. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. That's going to bring up fourth down. Only a gain of 2 there.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Now, aren't I, though?
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He was waiting.
And yet again, Ryan is intercepted.
Ryan's
picked off at the 18.
Intercepted.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Check. Check 45 to Mike. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Pick it up. Pick it up. Then we're going to 52. 45 to Mike. Blue down. Blue down.
Here's Prescott. And this will be caught by Mooney. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. One heck of a 3rd down conversion. 33 yards.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Jets, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll have another home date next week as the Indianapolis Colts come to town. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL.